I placed 2 tomato plants side by side on my patio table. Same size. Same pots. Same soil. Same sunlight. The only difference was the fertilizer. One received a common chemical fertilizer. The other received an organic one made from natural materials. In the first week, the difference was clear. One plant seemed to stretch taller almost overnight. Its leaves looked bigger, greener, more dramatic. But several weeks later, something unexpected happened. The plant that started slower began to look steadier, stronger. Its stems felt thicker when I touched them. Its soil looked darker and held moisture better. The early leader was still tall, yes. But it did not look quite as balanced. I have repeated this test more than once over the years. Not in a lab. Just in real gardens. Containers. Raised beds. And the pattern kept showing up. One plant grew faster at first, but the other one did something I didn't expect. If your plants grow slowly, that's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. Growth speed is only one part of the story. Before explaining why this worked, it helps to understand why this debate causes so much confusion in the first place. Many gardeners feel unsure about fertilizer. Organic or chemical? Natural or synthetic? Fast or slow? The labels can sound complicated. And advice often feels divided. So let's make it simple. Chemical fertilizer is made so nutrients are ready for the plant right away. When you water it in, those nutrients dissolve quickly. The roots can absorb them almost immediately. Organic fertilizer works differently. It comes from plant or animal materials. Those nutrients are not instantly available. Tiny living organisms in the soil have to break it down first. That takes time. This is why the two behave differently. Chemical fertilizer feeds the plant directly. Organic fertilizer feeds the soil first. And then the soil feeds the plant. That one difference changes everything. Here's what most people miss. Plants do not just need nutrients. They need balance. They need roots that can search for water. They need soil that holds moisture but also drains well. When we only look at leaf growth, we miss the bigger picture. This is where most people misunderstand what their plant really needs. In the first week of my test, the chemical-fed plant looked like the clear winner. Its stems stretched taller. New leaves opened quickly. The color was bright and strong. The reason was simple. The nutrients were ready right away. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. All available the moment the roots reached for them. It is a bit like giving a thirsty person a glass of water. Immediate response. Immediate change. The organic-fed plant did not react the same way. Its growth was steady, but not dramatic. If you looked only at height, you might think it was behind. And this is where many gardeners stop. They see faster growth and assume that means better health. But fast growth is not always strong growth. When nutrients arrive quickly, plants often push energy into leaves and stems first. That can look impressive. But roots may not develop as deeply at the same time. In that first week, I stayed neutral. I did not judge. I simply observed. Because early growth does not always tell the full story. After several weeks, the difference became more interesting. The chemical-fed plant was still taller. But its soil began to dry out faster between waterings. The top layer looked lighter in color. Almost dusty. The organic-fed plant looked slightly shorter. But its leaves were thick and firm. The soil stayed darker longer. When I watered both pots, one absorbed water more evenly. One small detail began to change everything. When I gently loosened the surface of the organic pot, I noticed more earthworm activity in similar garden beds. In containers, I noticed the soil texture felt softer, crumbly, alive. Soil life reacts differently depending on what we add to it. Chemical fertilizer does not harm soil life when used correctly. But it does not feed those tiny organisms either. Organic fertilizer gives them material to break down. As they work, they improve soil structure. That improved structure helps soil hold moisture. It also helps roots move through it more easily. If this feels slow, that's okay. Slow changes in soil are normal. They are not dramatic. But they are powerful over time. Now we reach the real turning point. The real difference is not about green leaves. It is about soil health. Strong roots matter more than quick leaves. When soil contains organic matter, it acts like a sponge. It holds water during dry days. It releases it slowly. Microbes create tiny pathways that let air reach the roots. Healthy soil supports steady growth. Not just quick growth. Chemical fertilizer gives the plant what it needs right now. That can be very helpful in certain situations. For example, if a plant shows clear nutrient deficiency and needs support quickly. Organic fertilizer builds the system that supports the plant long-term. Cause and effect. Feed the soil. The soil feeds the roots. The roots support the leaves. The leaves support the fruit. Neither option is bad. That is important to understand. This is not about good versus bad. It is about purpose. If your goal is fast early growth, chemical fertilizer often delivers that. If your goal is steady, long-term soil improvement, organic fertilizer builds that foundation. The winner depends on what you are trying to achieve. There is one common mistake I see often. Overfeeding. When plants grow quickly at first, it is tempting to add more, especially with chemical fertilizer. But too much can lead to salt buildup in the soil. Over time, that can make it harder for roots to absorb water. With organic fertilizer, the mistake looks different. Some gardeners add large amounts, expecting fast results. But in soil that lacks active microbes, breakdown happens slowly. Growth may stall. And frustration grows. If growth feels stalled, it doesn't mean you failed. It simply means the system needs balance. This is a time to pause. Observe the leaves. Check the soil moisture. Notice how often you are watering. Often, the solution is not more fertilizer. It is patience. Moderation works better than force. Plants respond best to steady care, not constant correction. Now let's talk about something very practical. Which one is easier for scenes? Many chemical fertilizers come as pre-mixed liquids or easy-to-dissolve powders. They can be quick to apply. No heavy lifting. No long composting process. Organic fertilizers can also be simple. Pre-bagged compost. Gentle top dressing. Slow-release pellets that you sprinkle once and let nature handle the rest. The key is choosing a method that does not require constant bending or daily mixing. 4 containers, a light top dressing once in a while works well. 4 raised beds, spreading compost on the surface can improve soil over time without digging deeply. Caregivers often tell me they prefer routines that are simple and predictable. A steady schedule. Not something that changes every week. Simple routine wins. Observation wins. You do not need complicated systems. You need consistency. So which one actually won my side-by-side test? If we measure only the first week, chemical fertilizer won. It delivered faster height and larger leaves early on. If we measure several weeks later, organic fertilizer showed stronger soil condition. More even watering. Thicker stems. Balanced growth. Winning depends on the definition. If you want quick visual results, chemical fertilizer often provides that boost. If you want lasting soil health and steady strength, organic fertilizer builds that foundation. The best choice depends on whether you want quick results or lasting health. Some gardeners even combine both approaches carefully. A small early boost, followed by organic support for the long term. But even then, moderation matters. There is no need for extremes. In gardening, balance usually outperforms intensity. Before we close, I would love to hear from you. What have you noticed in your own garden? Do you prefer organic fertilizers, chemical ones, or a mix of both? What surprised you most about how your plants responded? If you feel comfortable, you can share what you grow in your general climate. Containers on a balcony behave differently than large backyard beds. Every setup teaches us something new. There is no right answer here. Only shared experience. Gardening is not a race. It is a relationship between soil, plant, water, and time. If your plants grow slowly, that's okay. If they grow quickly, observe how the soil responds. Trust what you see over weeks, not just days. Often, the strongest gardens are not the fastest. They are the most balanced. Do less. Get more. Feed wisely. Water steadily. Watch closely. And let the soil do what it was designed to do.